for Andra and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Vice President, any Ensendrel for Ekoko Shiaye, Ewo Moving Peak Hotel in Accra. Na Andra Sambe Kaya medi ehun update kakra ede bremo. And neso yebetwaso. A lot of questions and Ensendrel for the bebre ebisa Bawumia na answers so ebaye. Bakubi wo ha say a mebebo akire mebebo question no any answer Bawumia e de baaye akire na wankasa watie ensentrenni ni ebisa ne say time na mu bo apro no na 1 cedi $1 was equal to 4 cedis. Who can say when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you. Enti eneya $1 is equal to 15 cedis no, and the fundamentals no are either so ye weak and nonsense. You were Dr. Bawumia nkasa I say sasem no kan no no true do when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you. But onu de the cedi problem no enye fundamentals na ye weak na COVID-19 NMA cedi no depreciating ye enya fundamentals to was not your question no not your answer Bawumia ediba
are weak. The exchange rate will expose Fanasaido Tomboating from Metro TV. Mr. Vice President, you will remember this quote: if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And as at the time you were making this statement, $1 to cedi was 3 cedis and above, or about 3 cedis, 4 cedis, right? Thank you. 2024, $1 to a cedi is 15 Ghana cedis, about 15 Ghana cedis. Okay, over 15 Ghana cedis. Thank you. How do I explain this to my mother, a cocoa seller, that in 2014 the fundamentals were weak? In 2024, where $1 is now 15 cedis, the fundamentals are not weak, but the prices of goods and services are high today. Thank you.
Other question, which is a nice one, Vanessa was asking, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you, which is a truism. It was true then, and it's still true today. It's an economic truism that once the fundamentals weaken, you will see the impact on the exchange rate fundamentally. And when we talk about many of these fundamentals, you're talking about the GDP growth rate, you're talking about the fiscal balance, you're talking about the exchange, the reserves, level of the reserves that you have, inflation, and so on. When we came into office, during the first term before we hit COVID, between 2017 and 2019, you saw the fundamentals pretty much strengthening by all accounts. And the exchange rate depreciated in those 3 years by less than 5%. That was the lowest depreciation in the currency for 28 years. 28 years. That was the lowest depreciation of the currency. I think we went up, even after COVID, we didn't get that high a depreciation. But the biggest shock for the economy came in 2022. All hell was breaking loose in 2022. Inflation, 54% as at November 2022. Exchange rate had depreciated 54%. And of course you could look at the fundamentals were in trouble at that time. You saw the fiscal deficit going up, you saw inflation going up, growth declining. And so for me, it wasn't surprising, even though it was shocking, the extent to which the exchange rate went. So the point that we are making is that once the fundamentals weaken, you will get in the exchange rate. And this is why we have seen that recently, even though we're depreciating in November at 54%, this year the depreciation has been 18.6% so far, right? We're looking at about 18.6%. So you're looking at a situation this year. Why is the depreciation lower? Because the fundamentals have strengthened. The fiscal deficit is under 5%. We are running a primary surplus. Growth has gone up first quarter to 4.7%, higher than projected. The reserves are increasing, and the gold for oil program is helping. So as the fundamentals and inflation today is around 20%. So there's been a strengthening of the fundamentals, and you've also seen more relative exchange rate stability. In all of this, and I want you to take this away. When I look at what was happening in 2022, the 54% depreciation of the cedi, it was very scary. In fact, in 2022, this economy was on the verge of collapse, because you saw our reserves declining very steeply. The exchange rate was blowing up, inflation was up, and my worry at that time, frankly, was that I could see this country moving towards Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was what was clearly in my mind at that time, because you saw protests in Sri Lanka. They had no fuel. Doomsaw was there. And when you saw the way our reserves were moving in 2022, we were heading right in that direction, that we're going to get queues on the street. We couldn't buy fuel. We couldn't pay for so many things. And it was in that context that I came up with two policies. One was the gold for oil policy and the gold pay.
You see, one question I hear beside Vice President, or the like 7 minutes, and I explain it. One question. The question is that, and cedi to dollar, I saying fundamentals now a weak, and I say yeah weak. That was the question. But one is akobo Sri Lanka no nyina di akobo gold for oil. Obi nkyere one importance of gold for oil. Gold for oil impact ben ene aba Ghana ni so. What is the importance? What is the impact of gold for oil on the ordinary Ghanaian? One impact. Gold for oil mpo and a fuel boy diesel. You see, answers you see, here we are Vice President. He should have just go straight to the point. Kawadi, get straight to the point. Explanation way and see how he explained the issue. This is a simple question. Fundamentals now you're weak and now you're weak. Or say COVID-19. And see, and the coronavirus na a problem. Yembisa say, a friend said, Ukraine for na yet two bomb war mukromuno. A honumna, a friend say, economy need to say, why two bomb war mukromuno. COVID-19 no Ghana and Kwana buy. COVID-19 no a Ghana and Kwana COVID-19 buy. COVID-19 started Africa. Amanamaya COVID started wo crampo China COVID ni started. Go and see China. Can you compare yourself to China? See USA. COVID-19 by America time like billion edema Ghana. America omunya COVID records in Ghana, and so still they are doing better than us. A lot of countries in Africa. Ghana nkwa after 3-4 years of COVID-19, ya bind us to blame me COVID-19 say, and we know the problem of our suffering. Yet krom ha, and I end this for time, or more complaining about economy. And I end this for say a world economic crash, economic crunch is a deben. And I Bawumia Bonti can say, Annie, just a economic crunch na tra Cote d'Ivoire, tra Burkina Faso, tra Benin, Togo, and Abedu Ghana. He teased Mahama of that statement. And then COVID-19 na about the whole world no, and then Bawumia the year care say, and nothing a cedi no a depreciating. And more na move debate no, na answers we and what they call debate Mahama. And answers we not call debate Mahama. Answers we, these answers. And now Bawumia educate debate John Mahama. This is where we are. The COVID-19 nama cedi no depreciate sabe 16 cities. Let me tell you, the problem of our city today is not anything. Eye bisiana ya bono bebre no na ama city ne nia hodin. A fact. Na ubo bisiana wa bono, wo debt ni osika wo ye pa, osidi be da strong. It will never be strong. That is our problem. Vice President is failing to admit that. Enye COVID-19 bia na ye problem. Cote d'Ivoire bia mba ho. Kenya bia mba ho. Ethiopia, Rwanda bia mba ho. Did you see them complaining the same thing? Eye only Ghana. And see, simple question na Vice President be answer no. One say na no say one. One question no, what means be 7 to 8 minutes to answer one question. It was answers that you must give. It's not explanation. You have get a lot of platforms to explain yourself. This was answers. Munchaki and some about Bawumia na how many of it and another answers. Maybe who say and your answers nana oma. Me know to them my banana dear yira una fire. Ani anase that we say oh me buy no bia me want me pie kwa abonti. A simple question. Una fire and answer that be yes or no. Simple. Then I take next action. By a bizarre question now, no the one. On get straight to the point. Answers are Ubema journalist abo makari akwa kama Ghana ni atona sumamu watu abama ono. He was there mentioning Mohammed's name. Press conference with journalists. One opportunity. Tell them whatever Ghanaians have said about you. There is enough time for you to explain yourself in front of them. So they will carry it to the media houses. You were mentioning Mohammed's name. Oh, Charlie. My mind we have fat. I'm telling you. I'm fat. Say plan every really Ghana the fat. My head short. And in the course of moving pick no. Meeting at the King Fantastic.